So in this video is a replay in the 112, which is a tier 8 premium Chinese heavy tank. It's the free season pass reward tank at level 100 in the current season pass. I think it's quite nice, just because of the preferential matchmaking. I do tend to fire a lot of premium rounds. The standard rounds only have 175mm of pen. It's only really good against sort of tier 7s and 6s consistently, but it's got that preferential matchmaking, which is always nice just to avoid all the tier 10s. But in this game, we're on prog. I've decided I want to try and push the 1-2 line. I've noticed that there aren't too many tank destroyers in this game. There's no artillery, so I'm thinking I'll be able to use those houses down the 1-2 line, sort of move cover to cover. However, I've been caught out trying to make the cross. I've been a bit... I've tried to get there a bit too fast. I've tried to cut across the field and go directly into the houses. It is quite a fairly aggressive play, but I just feel like I've been caught out now. And my targeted seems to go on every now and then, and my sixth sense doesn't seem to be going. So I'm feeling there's something over there that's looking at me. But I've decided now that if I'm going to get hit, I'm going to get hit. I'm not going to be doing anything in that gully down there. So make the push. Thankfully, don't get hit. And it looks like it was that mantis that's probably spotting me all this time up in those bushes or up on that hill line there. That's where I tend to go. And I think the mantis has probably done exactly what I would do if I was on that spawn. But now, in between the houses, just seeing if I can feather any shots onto the enemy tanks on the ridgeline. It's always tricky playing prog in a heavy tank, particularly a fairly slow one as this, and one without too much gun depression. So decided to come this way, and as I said, thankfully there aren't too many tank destroyers. There's no artillery, which obviously helps this tactic. So as you can see, the aiming takes a while to aim in. It can be a bit frustrating playing this tank sometimes. I do run the vertical stabilizer, the rammer, or the loader, I think it's called, and I run the advanced optics. I think you could drop the optics for the gun lane drive. I wouldn't, just because of how the vision is so important. As you can see there, even after fully aiming, it does just hit the ground sometimes. But you could run the gun lane drive just to help with the gun handling. Sometimes with the view range for heavy tanks, it's almost as though it's a weakness of the tank. You could try and help it with the optics to buff it up to sort of below average or average. But you're always going to get outspotted by a light or a medium. So sometimes it might be worth not having the optics, but I'll run it. As I said, I think it's bearable, the aim time. So I pushed up into these houses, trying to get some shots on that stockade. Haven't been too successful with the firing so far. Getting some bounces off the turret, so it looks like there's something over there. I seem to be hull down against that ridge, but I'm just backing up. I don't want to be aimed at anymore. I'm just concerned about who's at the back, in amongst all these trees. Having a bit of a slow game at the moment. We've bounced a lot more damage than we've actually dealt out. Somehow managed to get 559 assisted damage, just one shot damage, but we've found the M56 hiding up there. He is my priority. I know the Mantis is very dangerous as well, but that M56, it could just get unspotted and just completely be hidden somewhere. So have a nice shot into it, take out the game. Starting to progress up now. The assistance is starting to rack up as well as the damage. And we seem to be the most advanced tank on this flank, which is always good. It's always funny to get such a high assisted damage in a heavy tank. Kind of highlights maybe a medium could have been doing this rather than me. But we bounced a big shot off the ISU 152 there. We're up to 2,500 damage bounce now. I don't think this is usual for this tank. The armour is workable. It doesn't have that. I think the equivalent Secretary tank is the 110, which has the pike nose. So this doesn't have the pike nose. It's more of a traditional sort of hull. It's not brilliant, the hull, and as you saw, the turrets are quite nice. So yeah, just try and keep it hull down as much as you can, as with a lot of tanks, really, to be honest. But this one, it can bounce the damage if you get lucky and if they hit the right at the front. But we're now we've got about 2,000 assisted, 2,000 damage, and 2,000 blocked. So nice and consistent. I was surprised I was able to fire at this tank and not get spotted. I mean, I am a heavy tank. I suppose I am firing at a heavy tank through all these bushes. But just waiting until he turned the turret. I didn't want any. I thought I was going to give my position away. I thought I'm definitely going to get spotted now. But even firing, still not spotted. We've managed to turn the game around. We were at one point sort of 4 tanks down. We're now 1 tank up. Going into the end game now, obviously. I'm concerned that they try and cap us out, because if someone gets on our cap circle, I'm not too sure I'll be able to spot them without really YOLOing into the field. Medium tank is going over the train tracks down the end. I'm contemplating going under the bridge there and going down that side of the train tracks. My only concern is if there's someone on the hill and they spot me making that cross, I'm in a lot of trouble. So I've decided to come this way. At least I'm a bit lower down here. I can pop up at the top there and use the houses on this side as well. It seems to have worked quite well on the other flank, so I've come this way. Noticed that the 2 remaining tanks are platooned up, which is always a little bit concerning, really, because they could be a couple of very highly rated players. But just making the cross now over into the train tracks, not being spotted. I'm wondering where they've gone. I suspect they're probably going to try and run across past our cap, but they haven't. They're still here. Try and get a snapshot into that atomic. I don't think it went anywhere near. Get a nice shot there. I'm not too sure if that went through. It went somewhere through the hole. Not too sure if it was the upper plate or the lower plate. But now we've got the Astron Rex sort of YOLOing in. Not too sure. Get a good shot there, but I don't know if he's just on a reload or if he just wants to try and flank round, or what the idea is here. But we bounced one of these shots and we shut him down. It's just the atomic left now. 4-1 up, and De Bryce gets the last kill. So yeah, it's always tricky playing Prog in a heavy tank, particularly one without gun depression. We get MVP on that one. We get the most assisted damage as well, which is always good in a heavy tank. Although I think maybe one of my allies could have done a better job in one of their mediums. But yeah, get MVP on that one. And I've since one marked this tank. It is a tank that I've been playing previously. It's not one that I've just got out of the season pass. I think I did get it maybe a couple of years ago, just because of the preferential matchmaking. But yeah, that's the 112. As you can see, the crew there, I do have sort of situational awareness, off-road drive and snapshot, run and gun. Try and help the gun out as best I can. But yeah, the gun, it does bloom out quite a lot. It takes a while to aim in. The penetration's lacking and the shell velocity as well is a little bit lacking. Alpha's okay. there are tanks with sort of 440 around that area, but I think 390 for a pref tank is quite nice. Definitely worth playing. Definitely worth trying to mark. Definitely worth grinding through the season pass for. So thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.